Welcome back to Milton Mo Junction. Primarily this video is going to be about finishing off the wash plant area, but I took the opportunity to show you my latest purchase in the title video, which is a class 47. It's been wonderfully weathered and numbered and named. It's a class 47 named Vulcan. I've had sound put in it, and as you can see, it's really a nice sounding loco. Been after a 47 for quite a while. I know Elgin are bringing out a new one, but this is the one that is a bit old now, but really pleased with it. But that's that. But carrying on with the wash plant, before I do any more weathering on fitting it, etc., I wanted to try and work out a drain system. Now what I've come up with is cutting out the first layer of this card to the size that I'm going to have the drain. It's all in flux at the minute because I've got two sheets, big sheets of mesh. One is a firmer, thicker one, with slightly bigger holes, and the other one is this flexible one. Haven't decided which one to use yet, but what I'm going to do is cut off the first layer of the card and paint the lower layer that sort of remains a matte black probably, and then lay the mesh inside it, and then if necessary, this will be weathered, surround it with a plastic rod in. It won't be as big as this. It might be as wide. This is 2mm square, but I'll probably only have it 1mm high, so that hopefully will make it flush with the top of the concrete. But as I say, it's all in flux at the minute. Obviously I haven't got the right size plastic rod at the moment, and that's all got to be painted, weathered, etc. So this might take a little bit longer than I'd hope. So I was just showing you at the minute the way that I'm going to do this. Again, I haven't decided whether just to put a drain in the centre or to put one either side as well. It probably will depend what it looks like, the centre one, whether I continue this along this lines or do something slightly different for the outsides. But anyway, we'll see. I'll leave it at that for the minute, and I'll show you progress as we go. So see you later. Bye. As you can see, I've done a bit more work on the wash plant. I've sort of fixed it down. I've also finished the grate. I used the larger mesh in the end because what I found was that the concrete, or the card representing the concrete, was thicker than I thought. It wasn't two layers of card, it was card and plastic, so it was a bit deeper than I thought. So in the end I cut through both layers because the top layer wasn't thick enough, and ended up using the thicker mesh, and as you can see, that looks reasonably okay. I have decided not to do any more mesh on the other side, but assume that the water runs down drains either side of the rail, because there is a gap there, so we'll leave it at that. It was a bit messy putting that grill in, so, and the other side's slightly different. I think there's only one layer, and of course you've got the problems of the sleepers on the sides, which would only let me go down so far. But anyway, that's it. I've just decided to do the middle grate. I'm waiting at the moment for the glue to dry on some of the foliage. The foliage really is supposed to represent moss rather than proper growth, because This is O gauge, and it wouldn't be particularly high, that foliage. It's just more thick moss that's grown around where the water's escaped. But I'm waiting for that to dry. Once that's dried, I'll have another look at it and see what else I want to do. I'm using some wet effect fluid to make it look as if the ground's still wet there, but we'll add a bit more of that and bits and pieces when the glue's dried on the foliage, so that takes my eye away from it a bit. And I don't know how it's going to look, so as I say, I'll let that dry, come back tomorrow and probably leave it at that, but I'll show you what's happened. So speak to you later. Okay, well the greenery is still drying a little bit. It's not fully dry, but pretty good. I've done a little bit more touching up and just a bit more finishing off, but for all intents and purposes I'll call it a day on this. Obviously there's still more scenery bits to put around it. I want some signs up, which I've got to find somewhere, and I want some speed signs, which I have, but I haven't prepared or painted or anything. So obviously, you know, it's not finished, but it's finished for all intents and purposes for this job. So I didn't expect to get it done quite as quick as this. I thought I'd still be sort of mucking around in January, but I had a bit more time up here than I thought I'd be able to do. So I'll put this up, and as it's before Christmas, I'll wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and speak to you in the new year, I guess. So thanks for watching, and bye for now. Bye.